Hi, everybody. This isn't really the intended spot. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, pretty much, I am here at McDonald's. I'm here at McDonald's, and I'm trying to use my inside voice. But the reason why I'm here at McDonald's is because it brings back old memories. And I'm going to do a skit once my phone charge somewhere about me walking through. I already got some like together, but I need a whole skit of basically me walking through a door and talking. And so I got food. I came bearing food and steak sandwich. I think it all started in '95. My mother used to take me out to McDonald's, and we used to sit up there and eat biscuits and gravy before they discontinued the biscuits and gravy. So I'm like, we would just talk. She would take me on crazy adventures. Mm. I don't know what they put in this. It is good. It is really good. I remember since I got your attention, my mother used to take me to McDonald's all the time. And they used to sit up there, and some of y'all 90s babies, well, 2000 babies don't know, but they used to have biscuits and gravy at McDonald's. And I was like 6 or 7, and my mother used to take me. So I would never leave McDonald's alone. I'm glad about the diverse culture. I'm kind of glad that the majority of Hispanics work here. I think it's very diverse, and they're on the payroll, which means that they're legit, you know. So what it's a benefit, you know, it's a win-win. And, they work hard, you know, and I saw let me explain to you what happened. So I came in because look what I got. I got my selfie stick with me. And so sitting up there, coming in, and she was so polite, and I said gracias. She kind of looked at me funny, because, you know, my character, how I look. I always look poisonous, but I'm not. I'm not. You got two different types of snakes, a poisonous, a non-poisonous. Then you got two different types of snakes, a snake that look poisonous but not poisonous, and an identical snake that is poisonous. You have to decipher between the two. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm not a snake, but hey, I'm not poisonous either, you know. But I got number three. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all some cool stuff. See, you left. They all left. And I'm okay with that because the ones that left or cybersecurity cut off, I'm okay with that because what I'm about to show you is about to mess up your head. So this is C. So I was looking at the tables, right? And I gravitated to this table. And let me show you why. I didn't gravitate because of the numbers per se, but I sat up there and gravitated because of what it said. That's 11-3. That's 11-3. Plus, you know, if you really want to peep some game, know that certain people go to certain hotel rooms and do, like, they'll go to a hotel room and get a certain number. If it's not a certain number, they won't get it. They'll get a certain car. If it's not a certain car with a certain serial number, then they won't get it. Thank you. So yeah, um, if you want to really be into numbers and try to figure out, how powerful they are, we're in digital world right now. So, you know, hey, think about it. Numbers. Think about it. Y'all like, she's loony. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that. you know, I'll take being a pretty loony girl. Ooh, this is good. Let's see what's inside of it. Look at that. I will gobble this up. They made it excellent. Like, seriously. Hold on, let me take a small little bite. I'm eating, talking to you guys, and about to leave. Just give me a second. Who would turn down steak? There's something about steak. Let me tell y'all some real stuff. So, around here, one person told me that where they work, they skin the cow hide. That's a distribution center. And they put the cows through vigorous stuff. And then this is his job now. Plus, he's a veteran. Plus, he sits up there and drives to the mountains. He goes to the mountains. Anyway, he goes to the mountains and he goes up. He finds his kill, which is the deer or elk, and then he, let's just say, executes. And then he comes back down the hill. He takes the animal and he comes back down the hill. Not even a hill, a mountain, a mountain like this. And you reach the top. You get what you need, and an elk and a deer can last for a whole year. That's real stuff. That's what they do around here. Their farm and everything. And he said if the elk or deer is too big, they can go down one time, make two trips. And like, for instance, if it's too big, they'll go down, they'll put their deer meat in the thing, and then they'll go back up. It's a 2 hour trip. That's what interested me so much. It was a 2 hour trip up the hill and down the hill. That's a whole 10-hour expedition trip for his daughter. He does that. His daughters, plural. So I'm like, damn. And then he told me how to do it. I was like, no, I don't think so. I can't do it. I thought when I was in Pennsylvania, I thought that I can recycle a deer or something, go out all the way out in the wilderness and kill a deer. But it's not like that. I never got to kill a deer. I had all the weapons, but I never got to kill a deer. So, kind of like proud. Because once you open that door, based on what he told me, once you open that door, it's like you just never can go back from that. Once you see death, once you see death, you can never go back. So yeah, when I eat, my nose just bothers me. So yeah, but other than that, today, Happy New Year's, you guys. Happy New Year's, and I hope that you learned something for the year that you either were broke or you cheated or whatever the case may be. What did you learn from 2025 now that we're in 2026? It don't even feel like it. Is it an illusion? No illusion. Numbers aren't illusions. You know. So, you know, I'm about to get off of here. I think I did the appropriate thing. Um, I hope that you guys take care. I start class in 6 days. Oh, I'm keeping track. If my teacher out there watching, she probably like, I you know, I hope to do good business with her because I want my second master's, and they're making it so hard for me. It's like, hand it over. It's yours and it's mine. Hand it over. You know what's rightfully mine. Hand it over. They're gonna make me work for it like a girl at a strip club. Like a girl getting $100 bill. And it's just being honest, you know. When you, let's be honest, with women that know what that's like, which I don't know what it's like because I don't accept money for anybody, but I've seen it and I've been close. So, you know, people exchange money, and is it worth it? Is it really worth it? You either They either want too much from you, they're not picky. You got a group that's picky, a group that's not picky, and a group that's just neutral. I have stories. I cannot wait to write a book. I did write a book, Life of a Cloud, but they didn't sit up there and publish it right. I never seen monetary funds. It's just out there floating, no production, no nothing. Then I did it again with Harry's ghostwriting, and I paid $500, which I paid for what I got. And it's out there, a short story you'll remember, you know. And boy, do I remember it. Jessica made sure that she was vindictive. I was always nice. And no, I'm not talking about my sister. They put my story out there. They made it look illiterate. They didn't edit shit. It was crazy. But guess what? On the flip side, guess what? Drum roll. I am in Who? Marquise Who's Who. That's been out since the late, um, either early 1900s. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. But they've been out for a while. And a lot of great players like Hillary Clinton, and other people are in Who's Who. And they got inducted. I got inducted, but not like them. They're in there. They're sealed. But this particular book I'm in, it's let's see, it's going to be in the Library of Congress, and that's a big, huge play for me. That is a huge play for me. I want to make and be remembered for the right reasons. I don't want to be remembered for me dancing or, you know, whatever the case may be. I just, I'm thankful. I changed my address. I got to call them again tomorrow to rechange it to my other address because it may get lost in the mail. Then I have to pay for it again. So I have to change my address again. There's no way I'm turning down looking up this book when I paid for it. It will be in the Library of Congress. And so I'm like, okay, every year they come out with something where they put you in a publication. Now, one thing that I would love to get, and you guys don't know, but Podcast Business News Network and it's Podcast Business News Network and um, Marquise Who's Who. They um, they have a segment where you can sit up there and have a film. You be filmed. They'll film you for 30 minutes, but it's so much. It's reasonable, but it's out of my pocket range. They put it on YouTube and you get a whole bunch of hits on YouTube about the interview that they gave you. They fly over to you and they interview you. And so I'm like, I don't know if that's something that I want to do because it's a lot of stuff that, brews around and mixes around. And I'm like, you know, should I do that? But I'm like, at the same time, in the future, I may invest in that, but like right now, no, 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 no. And what else? I was supposed to be in a publication where I got a magazine, um, where I got a magazine, um, New York Weekly magazine. But I said, let me hold off on that because it'll come back around. It's not like it's the end of the world and I need it. I, getting into publications is a high. It's a very different type of high, dopamine, oxytocin. You see yourself out there on the web, and it's like you're like, dang man, I'm very impressed. And so, you know, Dylan Chibo sat up there and allowed me over 2 to 3 years to get on his platform. The last time I spoke to Dylan Chibo, because I spoke to Dylan Chibo, look up his name, I was writing him heavily. And he was, speaking of Dylan, he actually worked at McDonald's and now he's a millionaire that lives in North Carolina. When I was locked up, I called him every time I got, in a stickler situation. I would call him and he always picked up a millionaire. And it was him or his assistant. And I was thankful and I was happy about it. And I've interviewed people, and I'm like, I don't really, it's not about having another notch on your belt or feeling like I'm better than someone else. It's about actually enjoying learning about people, you know, whether old, young, new. My main goal actually is to try to interview like children, young adults, and their aspirations and then re interview them. That is what my aspirations are. And give me a second, you guys. I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
You guys take care.
you too.
Hold on one second. Okay. So the only reason I did that because I respect is a respect thing. I don't want to sit up there and I don't want to sit up there and just, you know, it's a respect thing. I know they probably mad at me for filming, but it's okay. You know, I'm okay. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. These are the things that, you do. But in Boise, Idaho, you're allowed to film and record with or without someone's knowledge. And I'm not trying to record, I wasn't trying to record their conversation. I was talking monotone, doing my thing. You know, I don't, thank you, Jeremy Jones. You sure it's not Tyrone Biggums? Hi, everybody. Hi. Playing on my phone. Stop playing on my phone, my YouTube. So let me get off of here. I think I did enough talking. I got, another notch on my belt with somewhere. And it's raining hard, so I'm like, okay, I think that's my cue. And I don't like driving in the rain. People are so unpredictable. You'd be like, ugh, what are you doing? Why are you swerving? Why are you on my side? Get over there. Stop. Go. Be still. Go that way. Halt. Who goes there? It's crazy. I'm saving this stuff. I'm going home and I'm devouring. I should ask for a bag, but I can put it in my book bag. No big deal. They did enough work for me. I'm not trying to work them like a Hebrew slave or some shit. I need a bag. And then they look at me like, okay. I love his marriage. Like Kelly Uchis, like that's my favorite now. That's my new stuff. Kelly Uchis. You know, she has a different style with Latino American, and it's so cool, man. I enjoy watching. I'm not gay. See, some people dropping off a lot, like, oh, she gay. Just because like I said, for those who just joined, I may look poisonous, but I'm not poisonous. I may look gay, but I'm not gay. I may act partially gay, you know, but I'm not. Sure. I don't do that. You know, talking, I've had my own horror story. I don't know. I'm good. I'm good. Don't get me wrong, you guys. It's like, if a woman, any woman, if a woman is attractive, even you guys that are women out there, y'all sit up there and y'all light up. We'll just keep it G rated. You'll light up. But that doesn't mean you have to act on something. If you're attractive, you're attractive. Oh, well, get over it. But if you lie and be like, well, I don't know about you, but I don't do that type of stuff. Well, maybe there's something wrong with you. But if you're fine, you're fine. But then here come the flip side of that. When someone has a man, it's like if they go like this, looking at the woman, it's like they rip their eyes out their head. They rip their eyes literally out their head, and they be so beautiful. Why? He, I don't understand. He used to look at me that same way. As long as a man don't act on his being lit up, we'll just call it lit up, then it should be no problem. You can't just rip somebody's eyes out their head that God put in their head with all the other emotions and the rules to the game of the Bible and expect a man not to sit up there and act like a man. Don't look at him. I be seeing that shit. It be fine. It be fine. Everything be fine. As soon as I walk in, it don't even have to be. It could be Nikki. It could be a white lady. The Lily from It's Not Fair. She's a beautiful white woman. I give her props. You know, um, you sit up there and you're walking, and then all of a sudden, he just happens to, you know, look, and it's like, and men do it too. Men do it too. Men are getting mad. They like, you saying too much. Shame on you. But I mean, it's all in fun and games. Y'all have to learn how to play, be playful with each other. That don't mean turn rogue and gay for your man or turn bi for your woman. That means to just accept that we have eyes in the back of in our heads. And we're curious creatures, you know. We're curious. We want to know what's out there and explore, and that's another thing. you know, I analyze people. I don't sit up there and pretend like, hey, Lord, I don't know this person. I analyze people, and the stories I've been getting is that they married too fast. And I'm like, exactly, I'm telling you what it is, you know, and that's why people need to just accept divorce and deal with their children being separated from the different spouses. They can't accept that for their children, but that's a selfish thing because you can work together without being together for the sexual benefits. You see what I'm saying? You to be selfish and try to blame the child for your sexual desire because the sex is good and you want to stay in a relationship plus have your cake and eat it too, it's just not right. It's your selfish reasons. Don't blame it on the kids. Y'all work as a team and you coerce. I couldn't even do it at a young age. So if you're young and you're like, I don't like that motherfucker, you know. I remember when I was that age, I was like 21 and I had my child at 18, you know. It was terrible, y'all. I was like, Same, man. Me and my baby daddy, I hate saying baby daddy, but my child's father, fighting. He's all the way in Miami. I'm all the way in Clarksville, Tennessee. I'm driving 16, 17 hours down to Florida. I'll give my husband, my ex-husband, credit for that. He did drive most of the way. So we used to drive down to Miami, Florida every 3 to 6 months to go pick up Maurice. And it's like he would make it so hard. And that's why my sons don't talk to me because of their fathers. It's not me, but they sneak and they watch me. I know they do. They got my blood in them. I don't have to literally see what they're doing. I know my life isn't roses. It's not a picket fence. It's not a big white house. It is serious, which I did have a big white house with her, but it is seriously real. And for those mothers and those fathers with dysfunctional lives that look bad on record, that had dysfunctional lives and look bad on record, my heart goes out to you because I know what it's like to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Work through the problems. Get a clear mind. I bought some creatine yesterday from Walmart. It just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Creatine, brain food. It's 3 gummies you take a day. Get your brain right. See, too many people be dropping off. Get your brain right first. You can't do nothing without getting your brain right. If you're on meth, if you're on crack, then I'm like, dude, get off of those drugs. Get off. Don't sit up there and let drugs overtake your family, overtake your emotion. They got this new drug out called pink meth or pink cocaine. I seen it on Fox News a couple of months ago, and it looks just like my lipstick. People had it up their nose. I'm like, next, it's gonna be food. They're gonna be like, snort the McDonald's food, and I bet you get high. And they'd be like, seriously, that's crazy. If it's unhealthy, don't use it. You're searching for what these corporate companies want you to. And let's not even get into China. Let's not even get into China, how they smuggle shit and they're killing us. Imagine one day you're going to see one of your children or your family members go from drugs if we don't accept that what Trump is doing is correct. My heart goes out to you, sir. Take care, y'all. I'll be back in like 5. I don't know when I'll be back, but I'll be back shortly. That's perfect. I'll be back shortly. Thank you for rocking with me. These women were cool, um, whether they like me or not. They're cool, you know. They were working here before. This is how I look at things. Look at things like I look at things, or like I try to put myself in God's shoes. They were here before I got here, working. They were here and they will be here after I fucking leave. So it makes no sense to sit up there and try to invade, even if they treated me like shit. I'm not going to sit up there and, as long as they don't spit in my food, they don't do no bullshit, I'm good. I respect you, respect me, and we'll move on with the day. But as soon as somebody start emasculating me or treating me as 1/3 of a person, like the majority of them do. Not everyone do it. Then I have a problem. I'm just keeping it real, you know. But let me get off of here.